What is up, America? Welcome back and welcome in. Sit back and settle in. It is time to fire up another brand new episode of PlayUSA's Friday 5. I am at Grant T. Lucas in the Twitterverse, at Grant Lucas in the real world, back in the driver's seat as I take you through another list of 5 things that have my attention this week. A quick reminder, as always, be sure to like us, subscribe, and to get notifications when we update new content, make like a linebacker tracking down a certain New York Jets running back, and hit that bell. Also, as another loaded week of NBA playoffs and NFL action is in store for the weekend, be sure to check out the links below for all the latest sports betting bonuses and promos. You'll find a doozy down there as DraftKings Sportsbook is offering new users 100-1 odds on any Week 3 NFL game or the UFC 253 main event. That means a $1 bet could earn you a $100 bonus. Now, what to do with that offer? Well, Monday Night Football isn't a bad place to start, especially this week, which arguably could be a preview of the AFC Championship between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. Of course, any casual fan can hunker down Monday to watch the past 2 league MVPs go head-to-head, leading the top 2 favorites to win Super Bowl 55, and of course there is no shortage of betting options to go along with it, which is the subject of today's 5. Monday Night Football Best of the Bets. It's a matchup we anticipated seeing 8 months ago. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens squaring off against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs for the right to go to the Super Bowl. The Tennessee Titans, though, they spoiled Baltimore's dreams in the divisional round, and backers of Baltimore last season ripped up their betting slips quicker than Tony Romo fumbling a field goal hold. Now it's a new season, but the same expectations hold true. The road to the Super Bowl goes either through Baltimore or Kansas City, and we get a taste of it Monday night. So how can we cash in on such excitement? Let's start with our number 5. Baltimore TD is the game's first score. It really feels at times like NFL games can be heavyweight boxing matches. Instead of both fighters coming in and dealing haymakers out of the gate, there's sort of a feeling out period. Slow, deliberate drives that allow offenses to see what opponents are giving them. That's how Kansas City operates, it seems, but not Baltimore. The Ravens deliver headshots from the get-go. Dating back to the start of the 2019 seasons, the Ravens have scored first in 14 of 19 games, including 7 touchdowns. At home, where they've struck first 6 times in 10 games, 5 of those opening scores have gone for TDs. That includes their season opener this year. Like I said, the Chiefs, while able to light up the scoreboard quickly and frequently, they typically don't go 0 to 60. While Baltimore typically drives in a drag race, Kansas City's more taking a test drive off the car lot. The Chiefs have only scored first 3 times in the past 9 road games, and the majority of those opponents' scores have been touchdowns. It's a favorite bet at minus 136 via DraftKings, but Baltimore opening the scoring with a touchdown is on my slip. Speaking of the first quarter, let's get to number 4. Ravens cover first quarter spread. Going back to the start of the 2019 season, no team in the NFL has been as dominant in the first quarter as the Ravens. Nearly 78% of the time, Baltimore has won the opening frame, which is by far the best rate in the league. Next on that list is New England, which won 56% of first quarters. Baltimore peels out on the opening whistle. Don't know if I've mentioned that. And the Ravens look to bury opponents as quickly as possible. In the previous 18 regular season games, Baltimore has outscored teams 141 to 37 and 66 to 30 at home. That's about an average score of 7 to 3 after the first. On the flip side, the Chiefs have lost more than half the first quarters they've played in since the start of last season. Then take into account a stingy Ravens defense plus the team's explosive offense going against a, at times, struggling Kansas City D, especially early in games, and I come to betting on Baltimore to cover the half-point spread in the first quarter. So let's take a look at number 3, another race, the race to 10 and 15 points. If I haven't made it clear yet, Baltimore is a quick-to-strike team, and aside from point spread or which scores will happen, you can capitalize on which team reaches certain scoring milestones first. In this case, it's the race to 10 and 15 points, but only those 2 totals. Baltimore has not reached 20 points only once since the start of last season, and that was the Ravens' divisional round loss. In those 18 other games, they were first to 10 points 15 times and first to 15 points 16 times. In its 9 regular season home games, Baltimore was first to those totals 8 times. The only game the Ravens lost those races, Week 4, against these Chiefs. But like I said, Kansas City can score in bunches, but of late, the Chiefs have done more of that in the second half, not at the start. I like Baltimore to reach 10 and 15 points first, and I might throw in a race to 20 if I'm thinking there's a Houston Texans divisional round vibe. Remember that, Houston? You go up 21-0 and then things went bad. Obviously, football isn't a game of how you start though, it's how you finish. And before we get to which team finishes on top, let's get to the overall scoring with our number 2. Less on the over, more on the under. These are 2 of the most prolific offenses in the NFL going back to last season, and even dipping into 2018 when Lamar Jackson took over in Baltimore. But 53.5 points for the total score, as it stands at DraftKings, that's lofty. Consider that each of the last 8 Monday night games featuring AFC teams failed to hit the over total. And while it's a small sample size in its first 2 games this season, Baltimore's gone under its 47.5 total from week 1 and pushed the 49 from last week. The Chiefs did go over 53.5 opening week, but they were under 47 against the Chargers in week 2. Then, factor in the venue. Since the start of the 2019 season, games at M&T Bank Stadium have averaged less than 48 points per game. Only 4 times in the past 16 games at the stadium has the total eclipsed 53.5. And since last season's opening kickoff, games featuring the Chiefs and Ravens have averaged less than 50. With a talented Baltimore defense, an at times struggling Kansas City offense, and a lofty over-under, I'll gladly take the under and hope to the football gods we don't end up with a 105-point Chiefs-Rams Monday night from 2018. Now's the time to pick the winner, so let's get to number 1. Baltimore wins and covers. This comes with a bit of a caveat, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. I mean, it's not like there's a famous quote about not learning from history and then it repeating itself, right? Right? Did I fall asleep in that class? We'll get to that in a second. Since Lamar Jackson entered the league in 2018, the Ravens have gone 14-3 at home. Only one other franchise has done better, the New England Patriots, with a 15-2 mark. And since the start of 2019, Lamar's MVP season, Baltimore is 8-1 at home, a mark that is only matched by the Green Bay Packers. And when the Ravens win, they win pretty handedly. Only twice did the Ravens win by fewer than 6 points, both by field goal decisions. Their average margin of victory stands at around 19 points over the past year. Now, the singular home loss Baltimore has suffered over the past 9 regular season games came in week 4 against these Chiefs. But again, lightning doesn't strike twice, right? So I'm going to bank on the Ravens at M&T Bank, taking them to win and to cover the 3.5 point spread. Now all that's left to do is take my slip, post up on Monday night, and hope I don't end up like Ravens future bettors in January. That is it for me, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring the bell, and check out that DraftKings 100-1 promo for new users. Enjoy the weekend, everyone. I'll catch y'all again next time. Unlike Aguilar.